Brodes Media.
The Sixers, through 3 games, are making me happier than I ever would have thought in a billion years. The 2-man game between Maxey and Embiid has sucked me into enjoyment, okay? I mean, I had a blast watching Embiid, who was supposed to not play today in the home opener on a second half of a back-to-back, but I'm sure glad he did. Did you see that stat line? 35 points in 29 minutes, 6 blocks, 2 steals, 17 assists, 15 rebounds. I think I saw DeAndre Ayton cry. Swear to God, he was sitting there on the bench, tears flowing. Joel Embiid celebration. I do that when I'm winning my bets, I swear to you. With the DX, I honestly thought that he blacked out. Either he just flat out didn't care that he was going that hard, or he was in his feels and it was an outer body experience and he forgot that he was in front of 20+ thousand. I wouldn't even do that if I was playing at the local gym. All right, if I was playing pickup at a random court, no, maybe because I'd probably get sucker punched in the jaw, because who would show someone up like that on the floor? But he's doing this in NBA action. He's doing this against real NBA athletes. I love him to death. I love Joel Embiid to death. I love TYRESE Maxey to death. I love the way these two were playing. Joel Embiid rolling to the basket is a force. So between those two and the pick and roll, feed me more. And even the dribble handoff, I'm obsessed with it. I'm loving it. I don't know what else to say other than I'm finding pure joy watching what Nick Nurse has done and just those two in general. And someone pointed this out to me before, it was after yesterday's episode and before today's show, so this would make sense to talk about it now. How much do I think that TYRESE Maxey learned from James Harden during last year's playoff run, and just in general, from a teammate sense? You saw both of them actually laughing on the bench today when they were communicating during one of the stretches where Maxey wasn't on the court. And, you know, I think that there's a lot of respect. Joel Embiid and all these guys, they have spoken. PJ Tucker. When you're in the fraternity, you look at it completely different. The whole nonsense that James Harden is going through compared to how we see it from a fan level. So they don't have any bad beef. Anyway, the question was more about what you thought, and you being me, about Maxey picking up on how to facilitate from Harden. Say what you will about James Harden. He does pass the basketball beautifully. He sees the floor like no other. He is fantastic setting up an entire team. Of course, I think that there's learning involved. TYRESE Maxey is known as someone who's obsessed with the game. That dude watched. That dude absorbed. And he applied a ton to his repertoire throughout the offseason. His shooting is on a different world right now. Picking up the ball late in the shot clock, turns around. I don't know why I said clock like that, but the shot clock's expiring. He turns around, he fades away, nothing but net. It's got to be infuriating defending this man, because whether he wants to kill you with his speed, Chauncey Billups is talking about it pregame. I don't know what to do with this guy. Me neither. Other than sit back, relax, put the recliner up, and enjoy the 48 minutes of hoops. 26 points, 10 rebounds, 4 assists. In his first 3 games, he has 3 turnovers total. Yeah. Tobias Harris have an extremely consistent night. He's Mr. Efficiency currently. He is constantly finding the basket. He is scoring in a very, very, very successful rate. He shot the ball 8 of 11 today, and he was plus 31. Oubre gets on the board in double digits again. Another Ofer in regards to knocking down shots out by the perimeter. I imagine eventually they will start falling here because he's 0 for his last 10. If we date back to his last game, I think he finished 0 for 6 that night, so he's 0 for 10 in his last 2 games. They'll start to fall, though. There's other pieces to his game that I do admire. I could see the effort defensively. Not that I'm telling you every single defensive possession is a masterpiece, but there is a lot to, you could tell he's bought in and he's absolutely giving Nick Nurse everything he has, and there are some tendencies that I love in that aspect. And then I think cutting, too. I saw some good cuts, specifically more in the game against Toronto on the road, and they come to your building next. So you get them on Thursday, a little breathing room after, I guess it took them a while to get in from Toronto and to go through customs and get back in Philadelphia. I think the broadcast mentioned something along the lines of getting back at 3 a.m. and resettling and then having to play a basketball game on a second half of a back-to-back. I just think it's comical that we were ever judging Joel Embiid, wondering if he'd take the floor. And if there was ever a doubt, what are we doing here? Game 3 of an NBA season, home opener, and Joel Embiid might sit? Was it a smoke screen? And why are we throwing smoke screens to a young Portland Trailblazer squad that are learning this league as it goes? This is one where you go back to the drawing board if you're Billups and say, you want to compete as a top 4 team in a conference? Well, that's what it looks like. That's what it looks like on the road, playing in that level of atmosphere. Nice building tonight. Nice building. It'll get more intense, I feel, as they play more games and we get to game 20, game 25. Imagine what these two, Joel Embiid and TYRESE Maxey, are going to look like 25 games into the season. I'm already obsessed with the way they pass the basketball. I'm already loving Joel Embiid rolling to the basket, whether I see a drop step with him going full speed, crazy spin, Euro, name it. He'll probably do it to you. And poor DeAndre Ayton. I would be so pissed if I was a big man and I looked at the schedule and saw, damn it, you got to be shitting me. Coach, my ankle. Think I rolled it in shoot around. Please, give me the off day today. I can't. Start hobbling. Maybe get a pair of crutches and fake it, wrap it up. Bandages, cast, do whatever. Do whatever you have to do. Never play against Joel Embiid. I don't want that gesture to happen after I get dunked on. So many blocks for this team. Maxey had 10 rebounds. I just said that so nonchalantly. 26 points. Say that nonchalantly too. 10 rebounds for our guard. Going back to the whole, what do you do with James Harden thing? I love the fact that James Harden could get you some boards. Now Maxey got it for you, double digits. Kid's something else, man. The kid's something else. He's a maniac.